Small business owners, employees, 5 to 500 in 2019, 2020, and 21. You need to pay attention. Possibility of up to $26,000 credit per employee coming back to you as a new business owner, and possibly if you actually bought a business as a stock purchase, even after this COVID stuff has happened, and the previous employer did not actually apply for the employee retention credit, you might be eligible to get it. It could be, if you got 500 employees, that could be up to $13 million. I'm going to go over the basics, show you where you can get information, and then you guys can make a decision on what you want to do. All right, let's get into this. I'm going to shrink myself. You might see Mr. Wonderful here behind me. He's got a website. I'm going to show you the website. He's come out strongly about this, trying to educate as many small business owners out there as possible to get this free essential money if you qualify. And there's been over $28 billion paid out by the IRS. So this is not a fluke. It's a valid situation, but you got to check into it, do your due diligence, and also watch out for scam situations or people trying to help you get this credit. I'm not going to try and help you get it personally. I'm going to try and give you some information where you can go to get it and start applying for it. Talk to your CPA about it, all that. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to pull up. I'm going to shrink down a little bit so you can see this in a bigger thing. So there's Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Get your business refund. This guy's been all over YouTube. He's gone on national channels talking about this 26,000 cash grant for your business. This company has helped over thousands of businesses get refunds. You got to get qualified. You're going to file a claim, and then you get your money if you qualify for it. So I'm going to go down here on the bottom, and you can come to this website. I'll give you the website here at the end that you can track and look at this, but there's a lot of frequently asked questions in here. So I'm going to flip this over to, let me get this up so you can see what this is all about, a little bit bigger format. This is all from the website of wondertrust.com. Anything that I'm showing you here, but again, you're going to need to do your own due diligence, go check it out. But it's for 5 to 500 full-time W-2 employees that could get you potentially eligible for this credit. And it's from $5,000 to $26,000, up to $5,000 in 2020, up to $26,000 in 2021 per employee based on the criteria. As I mentioned before, this could be up to a $13 million credit, guys, for your business. Or if you've maybe bought a business recently and they've had these number of employees there, it might qualify as well to go in and get some money back for your new business. So what is the employee retention credit? That's the big thing. So the employee retention credit's a refundable payroll tax credit as put into law through the Coronavirus Aid and Relief and Economic Secures Act, the CARES Act. The ERC is for business that continued to pay employees while shut down due to COVID-19 restrictions or had significant decline in gross receipts from March 13th, 2020 through September 20th, 2021. It offsets employment taxes paid by an employer to offer relief from the COVID-19 pandemic. So essentially, if you had to pay employees to try and keep them on during COVID, they're trying to give you a big tax credit back. And I also mentioned right there, possibly available to owners who purchased a business from previous owners. What time period does the ERC cover? We mentioned that before. Well, eligible wages paid to W-2 employees have to be full-time. It can't be part-time. It's got to be W-2. It can't be 1099, anything like that. When does it end? So if you're trying to get the credit back to 2020, that actually ends next March, actually April 15th of 2024. But if you're applying for the credit in 2021, that actually goes, you have up until April of 2025 to submit for it. So, and then a lot of people said, do we even qualify if we remained open during the pandemic? And the answer, there's a couple different ways to qualify your business. Had to have been negatively impacted in either of the following ways. So the government authority required partial or full shutdown of your business, and don't leave here because you're going to find that you could definitely be eligible for this. During 2020 and 21, this includes your operations being limited by commerce, inability to travel, restrictions of group meetings, or gross receipt reduction. The criteria is different for 2020 and 2021, but it's measured against the quarter as compared to 2019 pre-COVID amounts. Also, a business can be eligible for one quarter and not another. So it's not just you have to be or eligible for all of them. It's either one or nor or another. Initially, also the CARES Act in 2020, businesses were able to qualify for the ERC if they had already received payroll protection money program, PPP loan, big thing out there. So with the new legislation in 2021, employers are now eligible for both programs. And the ERC is not a loan. You don't have to pay this back. Like the PPP, some of that was actually forgiven, but then you had the economic injury disaster loan. This is a non-payback. You can use the money for anything you want. So how do you receive the refund? So it's going to be issued in the form of a cash refund you're going to receive in the mail from the IRS. If you got a $13 million check coming, you better be on the lookout for it. They're going to send checks based on qualifying quarters. You may receive, and this is all again from this website, wondertrust.com. Receive several checks, one check per quarter. IRS reserves the right to use funds as a credit towards back taxes. So that's one thing. If you had back taxes, could use to pay that. Do I have to refile my income taxes return if I apply for ERC? Yes, you're going to need to do that. File the income tax returns. IRS has indicated your company wage expense deduction or income tax return must be reduced by the amount of the ERC for the applicable tax year 2020-21. You're going to need to file an amended return, federal and state income tax return for the taxable year of the credit to correct any overstated wage deduction. Note, any interest paid to you by the IRS will have to be reported on your tax filing as well. And then I talked about the IRS issuing a warning about these third-party processing companies trying to charge you money up front to even try to get you a claim. You don't have to do that. There are companies out there, just like the one Mr. Wonderful has here, where they're not charging you anything up front. They're going to go try to get it for you. If you get it for you, they're going to take 20% of what you get. So if you got $10 million, you're going to keep 8. So that's what's going on with this. How long does the IRS have to audit my ERC? So it looks like it's 3 years from 2021 and 3 years for 2020, Q1, Q2 of 2021, 5 years for Q3 of 2021. So they can go back and audit that to double check everything. How long did it take to receive it? Typically about 4 to 10 month time frame, the IRS says. How much ERC can I claim per eligible employee? I mentioned this before, up to $26,000. That includes $5,000 in 2020, and then also $21,000 for 2021 in there. So that is, and that's per employee, guys. That's what I'm saying. And it has to be 5 to 500 employees full time. Are there restrictions on how I can spend the ERC money? Unlike a loan or other form of business funding, the employee retention credit is fully refundable tax credit, does not come with any limitations. You want to go use it on inventory. You want to go compensate your employees. You want to get a better health plan. You want to add money to the 401k and a profit sharing. No restrictions on what you can use this for. Take it to distribution for yourself. So it's out there. And the other idea is that if you had bought a business that qualifies, and you're going to have to talk to people, your CPA, your attorneys to figure it out. But my understanding, there's this potential. You buy a business now, they've never applied for the ERC, but they were eligible for it. Let's say it's eligible for $1 million. You can get that money. The previous owner doesn't have access to it anymore because now you own the business. Now, whether you want to offer that and pay that out to the company, as far as your, maybe the buy-sell agreement you put the previous owner, whatever you want to do. Can my business qualify with a decline in gross receipts? Yes. Your business qualifies for the ERC with a drop of revenue if it had a significant decline in gross receipts. The meaning of a significant decline is gross receipts offers or difference between 2020 and 21. 2020 significant decline is defined as 50% decrease compared to the same calendar in 2019. In 2021, a significant decline is defined as a 20% decrease compared to the same calendar in 2019. So how do you qualify? It's going to go over this in here. Can I apply for the ERC if I'm self-employed? No, that is one big thing. It has to be W-2 wage earners. You cannot claim your own wages as a majority owner, even if you're on a W-2 wage. Can I apply for ERC if I have 1099 employees? No, W-2 only. Can I apply for ERC if I have a family on payroll? Yes, you can. So you've got sister on payroll, you got mom, dad on payroll, your wife on payroll. You can apply for the ERC, but you may not claim ERC on wages paid to family members of majority owners. I'll back that up. The wife, if she's you're the majority owner, wife's there, you can't do that. So you could be immediate families like in-laws, aunts, outlaws, uncles, cousins, whatever you want to do. Can I get ERC if my business revenue went up? And the answer is yes. This is the big thing. It's not if you just went down, if you're qualified under different situations. If you had full or partial suspensions of operations, we'll get into that a little bit more. What are qualified wages for ERC? As qualified wages basis for the calculations covers any wages paid that are subject to FICA taxes. The dreaded F word, FICA. These qualified wages can include a various type of compensation, such as salary, hourly wages, vacation pay, certain health plan expenses, among others. So what period does it cover? We already went over that. They've had people have received 100,000 to 6 million. It's crazy. You scroll to the very bottom of this, guys, and it's going to have all those FAQs. You can schedule an appointment with these guys. Right now, I don't have any type of affiliation with them at all. If I did, I'd definitely disclose it down here. If we got any kind of affiliate kind of fee, if you will, that would be sent out to us if they recaptured stuff through you. But right now we do not have that. Anyway, we really appreciate your time. And also, if you're a small business owner or a larger business owner, and you're looking for tax planning strategies, financial planning strategies that would help make your whole life and your employees' lives a lot better, give us a call and we can strive to see what we can do, give you an initial consult, if you will. You can contact us right here, 513-641-6307. Texas, that's 657-0989, or you can go to william.wilkins or email us at william.wilkins@lpl.com, or go to pursuefinancialfreedom.com. In the upper right-hand corner, click on Comprehensive Financial Plan. Click on that information, fill out the data. We'll get a hold of you and see what we can do. Appreciate you joining on. Until the next video. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.
In the darkness, without a glimpse of the light. Too many days running tired and broken and scared. Without a glimpse of the light, give up the fight. Running tired, see